an extraordinary 8-bar count in there by the band, and then the 5 gentlemen who started singing, as I say, 2 lines after the England fans on the far side, but somehow they all got it together. Group 3 tonight, Northern Ireland against San Marino. You can follow that on 5 Live Sports Extra. Germany against Wales, BBC 3 or BBC 2 in Wales on television. And here with us, it's Belarus against England. Now, if you've got digital satellite or cable TV, press the red button on any BBC channel. Follow the links to listen to our match commentary alongside live graphics and the video printer. We'll keep you bang up to date with all the goals from all tonight's matches as they go in. The balloons, red and white for England, red, green and white for Belarus, high into the black night sky. And now it's all about the football. We're in the very heart of Europe. The lungs of Europe, Belarus is known as. Tonight, England take a deep breath at the very heart of their World Cup qualifying campaign. Commentary here on 5 Live Sport with Graham Taylor, Mike Ingham, and good evening, Alan Green.
Good evening, Mark. Magically transported as I am from my bedroom to make Graham's wish come true. Here I am, Graham. We can hold hands during the game.
That would be very nice, Alan.
No, I can't speak for the Belarus national anthem, but I thought God Save the Queen was far better when they left it with the fans to sing.
Well, there certainly was a misunderstanding somewhere along the line, but we got through it all.
We got there.
I've never known a game actually have so much music,
and so loudly played.
So loud, isn't it?
So some of the acts took me back about 60 years.
No,
I'm only 56.
I was going to say you're going to do well there.
Right, let me give you the 2 teams. Down to the serious business. First of all, England. The goalkeeper is James. The defenders are Brian, Ferdinand, Upson and Bridge. Then let's assume it's a 4-4-2. If it is, then it would be Walcott, Lampard, probably Barry, and then probably Gerrard on the left. Then we hope Rooney tucked behind Heskey. Belarus's lineup is as follows. The goalkeeper is Shevdov. The defenders are Omulyanchuk, Perkotsov, Filipenko and Molosh. Then Kulchi, their captain, is the sitting midfield player. Ahead of him, we've got Stasevich, Sitko, Futillo and Kutuzov. And finally, the man likely to be the lone striker, Buliga. Belarus in their red shirts, green shorts and green socks. They will kick off. England in their home kit. White shirts, navy shorts, white socks. The referee is the very experienced Terry Hauge from Norway. The stadium is open to the elements, but it's been a dry day in this beautiful city of Minsk. Chilly this evening, though. We're underway. And a game that, well, if it's only a draw for England, it won't be catastrophic. But the way England are beginning to shape up under Capello, we rather hope they're going to win the game. Stasevich for Belarus. Back to the captain, Kulchi, and then as it's played forward, it was cut out by Gerrard. Gerrard appears to have started on the left-hand side.
Yes, he certainly has.
Barry sitting behind Lampard at the moment. It is a regular 4-4-2 for England, with Rooney tucked behind Heskey. Belarus seeing plenty of the ball in his opening minutes. It is getting nippy. It's played back by Filipenko to the goalkeeper, Shevnov, who clatters it upfield. Headed back and over the halfway line by Upson. Now here's Gareth Barry. Barry rather shrugged off the ball, though Barry trying to keep possession and fouled the player, and it's a free kick to Belarus.
And I think in the opening 2 minutes of the game, we'll see that Belarus will pass the ball about. They're very comfortable on it, and they keep passing in nice little short movements. In fact, before the game, Capello actually did say that they played, he thought, like Arsenal. Now, I thought, well, if they do, England have got a game on their hands.
And also, they're missing Alexander Klev, of course, tonight. The Barcelona former Arsenal player has an ankle injury. He's the talismanic figure, described as Maradona, Platini, Pele. He's highly rated by Bernd Stanger. That's a wasted throw-in, though, by Omel-Yanchuk, and it goes straight behind for a goal kick to England. Omel-Yanchuk, he's an interesting figure, Graham, because he can play anywhere on the back four. Yeah,
but it's also very interesting because we've spoken about England's lineup being on a 4-4-2 with Gerrard on the left. Actually, they're coming up against a 4-1-3-2 formation, and Belarus are playing. They've got a holding defensive player, Kulchi, playing the holding midfield player, and then they're 3 midfield players coming forward and they're 2 forward, so it's a different formation than England's 4-4-2.
Here's the Parma player, Kutuzov, exchanges passes with Kulchi. Kutuzov again, ball just over the halfway line. Heskey hustling the Belarusian into a mistake, and that's a good ball by Lampard to Rooney. Quickly on to Gerrard, and Gerrard feeds it towards the left flank, and Wayne Bridge. Bridge already midway inside the Belarus half. Back now to Barry. Barry being tightly marked, and when he played the ball forward, Barry, it wasn't an accurate pass, and Belarus have it back. 2.5 minutes played here in Minsk. Belarus 0, England 0, and of course we'll keep you bang up to date with what's happening with Wales and what's happening with Northern Ireland. Here's Ferdinand to Barry, and back now to David James. He did make one error on Saturday, David James. The ball sort of squeezed through his hand. And I think Mark Lawson was saying he tends to make an error a match. Heskey heads the goalkeeper's clearance on ahead of Rooney and through to...
bit harsh by Mark. He makes an error, but I know what he means by match. But, I mean, other people have their opinions. I still think that he is the best goalkeeper in England, you know, and he's had a fantastic career, there's no doubt about it.
I'm not going to say this right. I'll get it right later. Anyway, he's not in possession at the moment. Kulchi to the left-hand side. And now it's with Patillo, who's running infield towards the centre circle. Back now to Kutuzov. Kutuzov on now to Omel-Yanchuk. Omel-Yanchuk's pass forward. There was a foul tackle there by Upson. He didn't like the referee's decision, but it was indeed a foul on Sitko. So here's a free kick to Belarus, who started the game quite brightly.
They're moving the ball about very well, very quickly as well. It'll be interesting as the game progresses whether they have any penetration to all of their passing movements.
Now the free kick is at least 40 yards from goal, given the angle, sort of inside right channel. And Molosh, the left back, has come across. Perhaps he'll take it left-footed. I doubt he'll shoot from this range, but actually the way he's lining up, here's Molosh, and it is a shot driven in left-footed, and James picked the ball up just in front of him, aware that there were Belarusians around should he make an error. He didn't.
Yeah, and it's very interesting there, when James got there, he was very quick to look for Walcott and get it out onto that right flank.
Oh, good tackle by Heskey. Heskey on now to Walcott. Rooney makes the break towards the near post, played in towards the United striker, but behind him, and it's cleared to safety by Belarus.
I'm just wondering there if there's been some instructions for David James, and Walcott stays up front to get a quick early release from the keeper out to Walcott so they can break very quickly.
Here's Rooney from the England throw-in, and trying to find Walcott, doesn't quite manage that, and Belarus have it back, and it's played actually quite securely towards the halfway line to Kutuzov. He's immediately tackled, and England have the ball back. Now it's Brown to Gerrard. Gerrard's sort of tucked in rather than wide on the left.
Yes, he is, yeah. When he says he'll play Gerrard and Lampard, you know, whenever they're fit, what he hasn't said is that he'd play them together, and he hasn't done here. He's put Barry in there, and you wouldn't say at the moment that Barry is sitting. He's just playing a normal sort of central left midfield role with Gerrard further out on the left-hand side.
Now we've got an England free kick on the far side of the field, right in front of the group of England fans who've made the long and difficult journey to Minsk. Lots and lots of crosses of St George on that far side. Lampard takes the free kick, right-footed, high in, headed on, but the flag is up for an infringement. I don't know whether it was Heskey or Upson.
I'm not certain myself now.
The referee said something's wrong, and it's a free kick to Belarus. I wasn't quite sure what to expect, Graham, in terms of atmosphere. I mean, yeah, it can be noisy, but there's plenty of space up there for the noise to go. It's not
I agree with you.
It's hemmed in the England team tonight in a stadium like this, on a pitch like this. Here's Upson having to track back and does the safety first thing, puts it out of play, and it will be a throw-in to Belarus. Just to remind you, Germany playing Wales tonight. Conor McNamara's at that one. Northern Ireland, San Marino, as Belarus come forward. That's at Windsor Park. Ian Dennis is there. And the Republic of Ireland are playing Cyprus. And our latest score from another game in this group, Croatia have taken the lead against Andorra. Rakitic. Run the pitches around. Whether it's Croatia or Belarus or whoever. Not too many itches for England at the moment. They're very comfortable with their form. Here's Lampard, short of the halfway line, right of the centre circle. Trying to spot where Gerrard has gone. Gerrard's gone down the right flank, actually. Has Gerrard got something of a free roll?
Well, I mean, we've seen this before when he has apparently been played on the left-hand side. He's had licence to move and go all over the place. And I've said previously, that's hard to pick up. The problem is, if you then lose the ball, your team can have lost its shape. And so you have to be very careful on occasions.
Here's Matthew Upson. Gerrard still predominantly down the right side. Now it's with the acting captain, Ferdinand. Ferdinand plays it towards the right. It's headed away, picked up by Gerrard. Onto Walcott. Walcott easily beats the defender. Walcott plays across in low run. He was there. Was he pulled back? I thought he was fouled. I think that could have been a penalty kick for England, and the referee ignores.
Yeah, there was no reaction from either referee or his assistants on the far part of the pitch, but certainly they looked as if there was a little pull on Rooney as he went.
Yeah, I thought Rooney was pulled back there, and that should have been a penalty for England. But the referee was having none of it. It wasn't just Rooney who reacted, it was Heskey who was lurking behind, and I think that was genuine hurt there. Good move involving Gerrard and Walcott, and the cross into Rooney. Now it's Kulchi, the captain for Belarus. Not a good ball forward, straight through to James. James throws it out to Lampard, and now Barrett. And now here's Wes Brown, and Brown drifts it towards Heskey. Heskey takes it on his chest. The referee's given a free kick for a foul, a barge on Heskey. Inside right channel for England. Lampard to take it, and I'm trying to pick out where Gerrard's going now.
He's certainly got a feeling he's moving about, isn't he? There's no doubt about it that he's coming in diagonally on a lot of occasions from that left-hand side.
Lampard's free kick, high, and Heskey heads it on, but that's one bounce and behind for a goal kick. They're always going to bring up Ferdinand and Upson. I think Upson's actually very good in the air in those situations.
Yeah. And I think they've found, both against Croatia and Kazakhstan, you know, to get your big boys up, and they're defending, the opposition's defending from restarts, sometimes hasn't been the best. And who knows, that might be the case with Belarus tonight.
Well, I hate to say it, but England's fans aren't the only ones treated to a band. There's a band trying to energise the Belarusian fans. It's just, why do they have that, you know, at a football ground? If the fans are passionate anyway, why do they need a band? Anyway, throw into England. And after a good, bright opening for Belarus, England have got rather more command of the game at the moment. Here's Bridge, on towards Heskey. Not a great ball from the Chelsea fullback. Easily intercepted. And now here's Bulliger to the right-hand side. And it's played in by the fullback. And here's good movement now by Kutuzov, the Parma player, and then he runs the ball away and out of his possession, and it's cleared by England towards the right-hand side. Chase after it by Walcott. Walcott couldn't get there first. The defender gets there, and Belarus have it again on the halfway line. Drifted towards the left flank, towards Bulliger. Across came Ferdinand. Bulliger trying to keep the ball in play. Could only hit it behind for a goal kick.
There's no doubt in my mind that England have seen a case of getting early release of Walcott. When they can get him away, they're getting the ball either to him or for him. And it seems pretty obvious to me that this is one of the things, one of the main reasons as well, whilst Walcott is in the side, because he has exceptional pace.
Belarus lost to Ukraine, a very late goal, robbing them of a point, and then they won away to Andorra. They're a decent side, and they've shown that in the opening minutes, but there's a mistake. Rooney's after it. Rooney, brilliant control. Gerrard comes up. Gerrard shoots into the net. Glorious goal by Steven Gerrard from 30 yards. Magnificent. England lead 1-0.
Rooney, some great skill, some great touch of the ball. He's facing his own goal, really. He sees Gerrard coming up to him from that left-hand side, typically on his right foot, and Gerrard has bent it in from about 30 yards. He's done it deliberately. He's picked his spot. It's an absolutely first-class strike at goal, an excellent goal. Bent it in to the far post. It's 1-0 to England. What a wonderful start.
Well, it was a passed shot, wasn't it? Brilliantly struck by Gerrard. He knew precisely what he was doing. That wasn't hit and hope.
No,
that was deliberate.
Yeah, he's bent it in, hasn't he? He's picked his spot round the keeper. And as I say, Rooney to start with controlled the ball extremely well.
Well, what a great opening for England. And what a terrific goal by Steven Gerrard. The 14th he scored in England colours. And it's ironic, last week, the chat was about Gerrard. Can Gerrard play with Lampard? And he didn't have a good game on Saturday, Steven Gerrard, without question. Nobody asks more questions of Steven Gerrard than he does. He knew that he put in a below-par performance, but he's responded terrifically well tonight. Here's Bridge, playing it over the halfway line, where it's intercepted, and here's Patillo. Patillo into Kulchi. Kulchi just moving inside the centre circle. Well, if there was any dynamism from the Belarus fans, that goal will have snuffed it out. Or we think it will have snuffed it out. We'll see. Belarus 0, England 1. A goal by Steven Gerrard, an absolute peach.
At the moment, from Belarus, but they've had a lot of possession. They move the ball about comfortably, and they haven't looked at all as if they're going to breach that England back four at all. There's a lot of passing, a lot of movement by them, but very little end product so far.
Can we tell how much they miss Mr. Kleb?
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you, as well, although he would even increase their passing even more, to tell you the truth.
Heskey heads on the clearance. Rooney heads it back to Heskey, and then it's a header away by the defender, and Belarus move sweetly towards the halfway line, and then that's not a good pass. He's intercepted by Ferdinand, but his clearance runs straight to those in red again. Patillo playing it to the right flank, and Omolyanchuk forward again, and now it's run in by Patillo. Back, and here's a long-range shot driven in. David James almost broke it. Goodness gracious, not only did he let it come off his chest, then when he put his hands on the ball, it squirted through his hands, and luckily he managed eventually to gain control of the shot.
I think he got in behind the ball, and he needed to get that, because that ball certainly dipped in very much in the last few seconds.
Gerrard to Heskey. Gerrard again, another shot, and this one's inches wide of the right-hand upright.
We're going end-to-end at the moment, Alan, aren't we, there, with a long shot from Belarus coming in that James failed to collect, and then immediately at the other end Gerrard comes in on that right foot, coming in from that left side of the pitch.
Now Capello is at the moment talking to David James. I don't quite know what about. It's a long way between coach and goalkeeper, good 50 yards. I don't know how much you can communicate with sign language. I don't think it was criticism of what happened.
No.
It's something else.
Yeah.
And perhaps in terms of how he's distributing possession from the back. Well, that was just a worrying moment for England, and particularly for David James, but England lead 1-0, and we played nearly a quarter of an hour here on 5 Live in Minsk. It's fed forward by Gareth Barry, but headed out of play by Sestevich. When I thought there was an R in his name, it was a lot easier to say earlier.
Yes.
And then when we took the R out, suddenly I can't say it. Throw-in goes to Rooney. Rooney's contribution to Gerrard's goal was terrific. Lampard hits it away to the right side towards Walcott, and Brown was caught there. It was a lazy pass back by Walcott. Belarus on the attack. Good run down the left flank. The cross wasn't great. Should have been intercepted by Barry. Wasn't. Luckily enough, Bridge was there. Bridge finds Brown, and Brown hits it upfield towards Rooney. Rooney slips and can't get possession on the halfway line. Cleared by Bridge again. Into the Belarus half, and again Capello's out there shouting instructions, still trying to find out where Steven Gerrard's playing. He's got a much freer role than I imagined he'd have. Here's Bulliger to the left flank, and Sitko back now to Patillo about 35 yards from goal, to Kutuzov, back to the captain Kulchi looking to play a 1-2, didn't come off. There was no foul tackle either, despite the fact that Belarus fans seem to think the referee should be blowing his whistle even. Kulchi again. Kulchi, middle of the England half. plays it right-footed, quite deliberately, but it was so deliberate it was telegraphed in effect, and Bridge could head it away to safety.
They are a short passing side, there's no doubt about that, Belarus. They don't, they look to keep the ball within their team. A lot of passing, quite a lot of movement as well, but basically the passing is 5-10 yards, no more than that.
Steven Gerrard's goal has put England in front here in Minsk against Belarus. It's with Belarus at the moment on the halfway line with Molosh, the left back. They play it very patiently. They are a sort of mini version of Arsenal. They won't be hurried. That's a good ball fed to Molosh again, who's cut forward now. Edge of the England penalty. Shot driven in. James built it again. Now, that wasn't quite as urgent, but it looked like a soft shot that he should have plucked 100 times out of 101.
I thought it was an early shot, Alan. I think that's really...
Good pass into Heskey. Heskey's just offside. There wasn't much in that.
Yeah, no. I think it was a very early shot by them and took David James by surprise. I don't think so much it was the power of it. I think it was that he took it so early and so quickly, and it almost caught him off guard.
Well, I know David's a very confident goalkeeper. It doesn't matter an error or two. It doesn't let it get to him, but I just want him to dismiss those couple of incidents.
Well, he's going to have to.
He's
going to have to do. I mean, the point I was making, when I said the best goalkeeper in England, I'm talking the best English goalkeeper.
Yes, yeah, the best that we've got.
Best that we've got, yeah.
Right, here comes Stasevich forward, but that's lazy play from the midfield player. It's cleared away. That wasn't a good ball by Upson. Well ahead of Barry, and out it goes for a throw-in, which Kulchi, the Belarus captain, will take. Stasevich again. Kulchi once more, just a yard inside the England half, plays it back to Filipenko, and Filipenko, just 20 years of age. His pass forward intercepted by Lampard. Lampard trying to feed it back to Rooney, and then I think Rooney just stopped running. Lampard had anticipated that he wouldn't, and consequently the ball is through to the goalkeeper Shevnov. 18 minutes played. You're listening to 5 Live Sport on the BBC. Belarus 0, England 1. And if you get near a television set later, I don't want you to do it now, but if you get near a television set later, look out for Gerrard's goal. Excellent. Briggs, that's a good ball to Gerrard. Not a good pass from Gerrard though. Gave possession away far too easily. Kulchi to the left-hand side in Sitko. Into Kulchi again. 25 yards from goal. Looking to feed it back. And the shot driven in by Kutuzov. And again, James had to make the save. This time, though, the ball never spoke from his grasp.
Yeah, he got down very well to it. I have to say this as well, where earlier I was saying there's no end product. They've now had 3 or 4 shots from the edge of the box. And they've moved the ball about very well. They look a promising side.
Well, they've had some excellent results, as Mike was saying, before kickoff. Those draws against Germany and against Argentina.
The interesting thing, Alan, as well, Kulchi, who is apparently playing a holding role, he's been involved in a lot of play.
Indeed. Heskey for England. Back to Lampard. And now to Ferdinand. And Ferdinand just guides it to David James. Surface looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yes.
Better than Wembley, actually.
Yeah. When I first saw it, I wondered if it looked a little bit long, but nobody's having any problems at all. And it is very important to get a good surface, particularly when you come to away games.
There's a good pass by Ferdinand to Heskey down the right flank. The big man holds it up. Then he plays it back. Here's Lampard. Excellent pass by Lampard. Just drifting it from right to left. Finds Bridge. On to Gerrard. Gerrard almost lost possession there. Still found Bridge. Back to Gerrard. On to Bridge. This is good football. Bridge with a cross in towards the edge of the penalty area. Cleared on the half volley. And now here's Buliga. Buliga, the one proper striker. Playing it back and quickly forward to Kutuzov. Buligar's now furthest forward again. He's just outside his own penalty area a few seconds ago. Sitko playing it to the left-hand side, but Walcott a track back, and that's a mistake by Walcott. He should have cleared the ball. Crossed into the England penalty area. Headed away by Ferdinand. Headed back to the danger area. Buligar. Tackle. Ball breaks to Rooney, and Rooney can head it towards Heskey on the halfway line. Heskey was trying very hard to feed it towards the right, towards Walcott. Couldn't quite get the pass on. And Belarus have it again. They've come back well since England scored.
I think they've played very well, to tell you the truth, particularly going that goal down. It's a bad tackle, that.
Right. And there's a yellow card. But more to the point, who's the England player down? not quite. Is it Lampard?
It is Lampard, yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting up, fortunately.
Right. Croatia 2, Andorra 0. Olic has got the second goal. Well, you could assume they were going to get 3 points at home to Andorra.
Yes.
But remember, they dropped 2 points at the weekend. That was a very nice draw for England, wasn't it? Ukraine 0, Croatia 0.
It's always good, you know, you can only look after your own results, but then when a couple of the other results go for you, it's always a nice feeling.
It does help. Now, Bridge almost got himself in trouble there, a la Ashley Cole, but he managed to retrieve his own mistake, and now Ferdinand lifts the clearance high towards Heskey. Heskey jumped, didn't make contact with the ball. Rooney's frustrated the ball didn't go in his direction.
I think one of the problems Wayne Bridge has when he's getting possession is with Steven Gerrard moving from that left flank, he doesn't always have somebody outside on him in the line, so his options of passing, they're just cut down a little bit. You know, unless Gerrard were to stay there, which none of us want him to do, then when Bridge has the ball, he has less options as to who and where to pass to.
Stasevic was foul tackled there by Bridge, and here's a free kick to Belarus. It's one about 5 paces in from the right touchline, halfway inside the England half, and played quickly by Coutinho to the captain. Kulchi just chipping the ball into the penalty. James came. There was no shout there. Ferdinand headed the ball away, and England were lucky there again. Just a minor scare. So we're midway through the first half. England lead, but it's not that comfortable a lead. Here's Mike Ingham.
Well, I know that Fabio Capello particularly admired Belarus's counter-attacking ability, and they have shown quite a bit of that so far. Enough certainly to disturb England, but they lead through Gerrard's terrific goal. But here come Belarus again, playing it through midfield, and now with the fullback near side, Omulyanchuk. Stasevic on the right-hand side. Now Omulyanchuk again. They're building up slowly down this near side. They work the ball in, and they still have possibilities in the penalty area. Out comes David James, diving at the feet of Kutuzov, and the danger is averted. But they've quite a bit of flair when they go forward.
They have. They move it about very well. Like, they're good to watch. They're pleasing to the eye. They've had 2 or 3 shots from the edge of the box, but you feel that, you know, there's always a chance they could open England up.
A mistake at the back almost there by Belarus, nearly letting in Emil Heskey. Emil Heskey, by the way, is winning his 50th cap tonight. Hasn't scored for England for 5 years. Steven Gerrard's winning his 70th cap, and he has the goal which divides the two sides here in Minsk. Chilly evening in the capital of Belarus, but England at the moment looking good. Omulyanchuk, the fullback. When Belarus beat England at Reading, the England B team, before the last World Cup, Omulyanchuk was sent off in that match. And now Belarus bringing the ball forward through one of their centre-backs, Vokotov, to the far side of the field. England having to retreat once more. It's Belarus come forward. It should be cleared now by Wayne Bridge. Gerrard can't control it, and Belarus have possibilities once more in midfield. Lampard comes in to win the ball, and Gareth Barry, and that was a foul by Barry, but the referee's played an advantage. He may well speak to Barry when the game next stops. Omulyanchuk dangerously into the area. Kutuzov, though, doesn't get hold of it. It's gone wide. Let's see if the referee speaks to Gareth Barry. No, he doesn't. It's a goal kick to England. Just hearing that Robbie Keane has scored for the Republic of Ireland. Republic of Ireland 1, Cyprus 0.
Belarus are moving this ball about very well. England are 1-0 up to a very good goal from Steven Gerrard, but they cannot rest on their laurels. This looks like a good improving side, and certainly their combination play is excellent. At the moment they haven't really got right through the England defence, but they look as if they're capable of doing that.
1 or 2 of the England players not getting into the game either. We haven't seen very much of Frank Lampard yet, and certainly haven't seen very much of Theo Walcott. It's a free kick, and Rooney's getting a little bit annoyed once more. Norwegian referee's given the free kick to Belarus, and they play it, and there was a poor pass out of defence up to the halfway line. England knock it back again. That was a hurried clearance by Upson, but Gerrard jumps and wins it, and now Rooney takes on the defender near side the field. Rooney with a flick into midfield. Lampard gets there first. Lampard turns and plays it to the right. Brown's got it. Walcott's waiting, but then Brown hit it straight at one of the Belarus players, and England are back inside their own half once more. Belarus 0, England 1, and you're listening to 5 Live. It's Wayne Bridge, or Bridgie, as Fabio Capello called him yesterday. I thought we had the end of the JTs and the Stevie Gs, but we've got Bridgie at left back, and now we've got Heskey on the ball for England. Turning well on the edge of the area. Emil Heskey turning left, turning right. Now on the edge of the penalty area, slides it into the far post. Rooney's jumping for it and almost got there as well at the far post. Two defenders were trying to take care of Rooney. He just couldn't quite squeeze the header back, and it's a goal kick to Belarus.
And what we've seen there is what we saw in both the games against Croatia and Kazakhstan is that, Heskey is a problem. He's a big man, he holds it well, did extremely well there. And defensively, you look at Belarus now, defensively they don't look the strongest.
It's almost 10 o'clock in the evening here in Belarus, in Central Europe, as the home side have the ball once more over on the far side. Molosh, the fullback, plays it back into the centre circle. We can hear the England fans now over on the far side, a couple of thousand of them certainly. In goes the England right back, Wes Brown, but he hasn't won the ball, but he pushes Sitko back quite well, and Belarus forced to go back almost to the halfway line. Now they knock it to this near side, and the fullback, Omulyanchuk once more. Stasiewicz down the right, cuts in from this near touchline. Stasiewicz into Kulchi. Belarus building on the edge of the England penalty area. It's Kulchi once more, but England are holding them on the edge of that area. Belarus once more, a lovely zigzaggy run, and the shot will not come in yet. Now it's levered at the far post, and it's a goal for Belarus, and it's headed in by Sitko. It was a great ball in, left-footed from Stasiewicz. England didn't pick up Sitko at the far post, and that goal has been coming. Belarus won, England won.
I have to say this, it's a first-class goal. The build-up play, the opening-up play was excellent. And Stasiewicz, actually, he stepped back, saw the man at the far post, and delivered a perfect cross. I mean, we were saying, could they open up the England defence? And they certainly have done. I don't know why, but the referee has just cautioned David James. I'm not certain as to why that was the case, but that was a really good goal by Belarus. 1-1.
Well, England had been warned about it, there's no question about that. Belarus was starting to get a lot of the ball in midfield, and I think Stasiewicz did really well for them down the right-hand side, and then Sitko headed in.
I think David James has been cautioned because he's booted the ball out of the probably out the stadium, and they've had to get another ball, and so that's why David James has been cautioned. But it was a good goal, Mike. It's no good as saying this or that. It was very well worked by Belarus.
Well, it's the first time that Sitko has scored for his country. This is only his fourth cap, and there's a real contrast as well in that central midfield area. England's three in the centre have 160 caps. Belarus's three players, between them, only have 18. But Belarus are back in the game here. They came back well, of course, against Germany, and they come back here against England. Walcott has a chance to run with the ball down the far side, trying to link with Wayne Rooney. Ball is out of play. England take the throw. So England, having been given a great start here by Steven Gerrard, now have to do it all over again. Bridge looking to play the ball down the line to Heskey. Heskey turns with Omulyanchuk, and in the end has to settle for the throw-in, and Wayne Bridge advances and prepares to take it. Bridge to Barry, 1-1. Barry gives the ball away. Poor play by Barry, and Belarus have the possession once more, and they've given it back to the goalkeeper, who had to be very quick with Rooney threatening. Onto the halfway line. They are very dangerous on the counter-attack here, and now it's Lampard getting away from his marker in midfield, in towards Rooney, who's given offside. And that'll frustrate the Manchester United striker even more. Out comes the goalkeeper. Free kick's been given.
I thought he was just going to hold his run, but the Belarusian defenders were well up, and he had little choice but to go for that through pass. Signalled offside, but I have to say this, that Belarus, I think, since going that goal down to Gerrard, have done exceptionally well. There was no dropping of the heads. They kept playing, passing and moving.
They're giving England all sorts of problems as well over on that far side, breaking. They need Walcott, England, I think, to come back and help out with Wes Brown down the right-hand side. We've been talking about England perhaps lacking balance down the left, but there's a lot of danger coming down that other side of the field.
No doubt about that as well. I think, Walcott has been asked to stay out very wide, as the wingers do, right out on the touchline. Well, that's fine, but the amount of possession that the opposition are having means he's got to get and tuck himself back in there.
Throw to Belarus, but they've overrun it. It's 1-1 here in Minsk. And I need to borrow Alan Green's stopwatch to tell you how long we've played. We've played exactly half an hour, and we've got a real game on now.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, and from the kick-off time, you could see with Belarus, as I said, very few of us know a great deal about them, but they look a very capable side to me.
James takes the kick. Heskey can't get that one. He just couldn't get off the ground at all. Barry's lost it in the air, and here comes the counter-attack once more from the team wearing the red shirts and the green shorts. Belarus, near side, ball skimmed into the area, and Ferdinand heads it away. He'll have to show all of his experience and quality over these next 10-15 minutes. In goes Upson quickly to win the ball, and now Barry. Not much on for him. Barry, hopeless pass though. Could have held on to it a little longer. He played it to this near side. There was no way that Bridge was going to get it, and it's a throw once more, and out comes Fabio Capello, just making sort of calming gestures to his side.
He's coming up into the technical area, as they call, standing there, wanting to come up, but not a lot he can do at the moment with the way that Belarus are commanding the game.
Well, Kulchi, who really is the most experienced player, just took a tumble there, but he's okay. He's winning tonight his 73rd cap. He's the second most capped player in the history of Belarus football, and he's only 7 away from the record. England building from inside their own half, playing from right to left here in the first half in Minsk, and a battle on for them now. It's 1-1, having had a great start from Gerrard's goal. Alan Green got it absolutely right. He really passed it almost into the net from distance to give England the lead. England haven't been able to build on it. Walcott's not in the game, and Belarus fully deserved to come back as the header from Heskey was looking for Rooney. The ball is played back to the Belarus goalkeeper, and he just about gets it out of the penalty area, and the clearance is completed by Molosh. Nice touches on the halfway line. These two front players have a very good understanding for Belarus. England now look to Lampard. Hit quickly and high to the far side. Walcott brings it down. Walcott's ball into the area. Aimed towards Heskey. Gerrard's got it back again for England. Rooney stretches well on the edge of the area. Needs some support here, Wayne Rooney. Rooney's looking for Bridge down the left. In the area it goes towards Frank Lampard, who gets in ahead of the Belarus defender. Now, can Bridge cross this from the England left-hand side? Takes it to the dead ball line and has to settle for the corner kick.
A little bit better play by England there. They maintained the possession of the ball for a longer period than they'd been able to do in the opening stages.
And so Ferdinand and Upson and Brown, having had to do a fair amount of defending, now make their way into the penalty area to try and get on the end of this England corner kick. In towards Heskey, and that's headed wide. He got up well at the near post, but headed it wide.
I think that was a chance, and there's no doubt about it. You know, putting the ball into the boxes we've seen in the games against Kazakhstan, as against Croatia, causes problems. The one thing I'd say against Belarus, I'd be uncertain about their central defenders, whether they can defend as well as you should be able to do at this level. But as a team, they have created problems for England when they move the ball about.
12 minutes to go in this lively first half here in Minsk. Belarus 1, England 1. Rooney on the halfway line trying to release Walcott. It's just a little far in front of Walcott, and the goalkeeper's out quickly for Belarus to make the save. Let's just check on the game between Germany and Wales with Conor McNamara.
18.5 minutes played, Germany 0, Wales 0. Craig Bellamy went for a goal direct from the kick-off. His shot from the centre circle was predictably well wide. That's the only time the ball has been anywhere near the German penalty area, but Wales absorbing pressure well. Germany 0, Wales 0.
Thank you very much. Here, England seemed to be sort of wrong-footed, really, by Strasiewicz. I thought he was going to get the cross in, then he seemed to pull it back, and then the delayed cross seemed to catch England off guard, and in came Sitko to head in at the far post. But on balance of play in the first half, Belarus probably deserved to be level with England, as they are here. Upson takes a free kick after a foul by Heskey. Heskey trying to head it on to Rooney. In come the challenges from Belarus. Committed, and they win the ball back, and it's dangerous every time they get it forward. Rio Ferdinand gets his foot in, but back come Belarus once more, and they are working it well through the centre and also from the flanks, and Belarus cross the halfway line, and there's more for England to do here. It's the goal scorer Sitko. Sitko drives it straight at Gareth Barry. Wasted opportunity there for the home side. Now can England counter-attack? Gerrard has to be careful not to be caught in possession. Gives it back to Upson, who gives a safety first ball to Wes Brown down the right, and now Lampard picks up the possession. Lampard for England, short of the halfway line. Lampard playing down the right-hand side, decides he can't go forward and gives it back to David James, and inevitably gets a few boos from the home fans. James clearance down the centre, Heskey and Rooney together, but there's an offside given against England, and we'll check on Northern Ireland's progress against San Marino from Ian Dennis.
It's played Northern Ireland 0, San Marino 0. It's been a scratchy performance so far from Northern Ireland. Lots of possession, but poor distribution in the final third. O'Connor's header has dropped wide, 0-0.
Thank you very much indeed. Now there's a wild challenge on Emil Heskey by Omel Janchuk. He was the player I said earlier who was sent off the last time the Belarus team played England in the game at Reading. Heskey's going to be okay, I think. But England, having to really defend in number, can now get a number of players forward, because Gerrard has this. This is 30 yards away from the Belarus goal. Lampard's not very far away either. And Gareth Barry, there's a little threesome there around the ball. Heskey and Rooney on the edge of the area. Ferdinand's gone forward too. Just the fullbacks are staying back. Capello still stands down there. Won't be happy by the way that Belarus have come back into this game. England had the early initiative. Now it's 1-1 in Minsk. Right. Gerrard has peeled away. Lampard drives it in, and the goalkeeper, who might have seen it late, goes down to hold on to the ball.
Yes, Shevnov in the Belarus goal did very well there, because I think, like you, Mike, he did see it late. He got down and collected it comfortably.
Belarus 1, England 1. And Kutuzov, who's been particularly impressive. He's been playing behind Bulligar, and he's got very clever feet, and England have had a few problems picking him up. The ball is now back again with the England goalkeeper David James on a yellow card in this game. Heskey, by the way, is carrying a yellow card in this qualifying group if he was to get another one tonight. The next game, by the way, is not until the 1st of April at home to Ukraine. Ukraine and Croatia, hoping for England to slip up here in Minsk. Heskey heads the ball on. Gerrard will try and get that down this near side, and in the end it's a throw into England. Bridge steps forward, Gerrard hands him the ball. Rooney and Heskey in the area. Walcott lurks just on the edge. 1-1 in Minsk, as we've played now 37 minutes of the first half. It's Bridge by the corner flag, near side for England. Bridge with a poorish ball really into the penalty area, which is easily cleared by Filpenko. And Lampard, Upson, desperate for the ball to go out of play, it didn't. And now Ferdinand hits it high. England need to get Walcott more on the ball. Walcott's got it, takes it initially with his head. Now he's taking on the fullback by the corner flag. And England have a throw-in by the corner flag over on the far side, which is the England right. Really haven't had many opportunities for Walcott to run at the defenders here. Ball thrown back to Lampard, who makes a mess of that. And now this is always the danger. When England lose possession, Belarus are very quick to counter, but not on that occasion. England have another throw-in, and Brown is there to take it for them. Rooney runs out of the penalty area. England throw-in taken. The ball is lifted forward towards Rooney, but it was a poor pass in the end from Gareth Barry, straight through to the goalkeeper.
There's no doubt in my mind that Belarus are a very capable side. They've shown that by how they've played, how they've taken the ball to England, opened them up. But on the same base, I am a little bit suspicious about their defensive capabilities. And because of that, I think there will always be an opportunity for England to get another goal.
They're almost at their most dangerous, Belarus, when England have the ball, because if England lose possession in midfield, then Belarus get forward very quickly, using the wide players particularly well. And a throw in now to Belarus down this near side, who obviously now are getting fantastic support from the home fans, having come back into this game with that headed equaliser from Sitko. Throw into Belarus. England win it back again. Gerrard, they just lose their shape for a minute, England. Gerrard trying to find Heskey. Heskey toes the ball onto Walcott, but I don't think Walcott will get there. Out comes the goalkeeper in the nick of time and just manages to thrush it to safety over on the far side.
Well, certainly with the release of Walcott, and we've seen England trying to do that on a number of occasions in this half. On that time, I thought that Walcott would get there, but the goalkeeper read it very well and just nicked it in front of him.
1-1 here as Brown finds Rooney. Rooney's ball is behind Heskey. Belarus trying to clear. Graham Taylor would like to see England putting more pressure on this Belarus back four. Gerrard's got the ball, trading passes with Barry. Now a bit of space for Ferdinand inside the centre circle. Suddenly a little bit better from England. Ball played into Rooney, who comes short of the defender. Rooney looking for Walcott in the area. Walcott safe for England. Oh no, he's not. He can't take it past. Terrific defending on that occasion from Belarus. I thought Walcott was going to run through there. And now this is the danger again for England. It's Belarus on the counter-attack. Ferdinand's waiting for them though. Walcott comes inside the fullback and he's on the charge again. Walcott going forward for England. Walcott shot it straight at the goalkeeper.
Should have pulled it across the face. Rooney coming in, looking very despondent there that the ball wasn't pulled back across the face of the goal. But we have seen the threat of Walcott, there's no doubt about it. Earlier, Filipenko got a great tackle on him and brought it out, his young central defender for Belarus.
After Zagreb, we have high expectations every time Walcott's on the ball. Belarus 1, England 1 as we move towards half-time. 4 minutes to go in the first half here in Minsk. England in front through Gerrard. Terrific strike. Equaliser from Belarus from Sitko. Header at the far post. England now looking to try and make a break in the Belarus half, but Belarus launch a high ball forward and it's given away by Gareth Barry. That was loose by England in midfield, but then given away by Belarus. Now can England take advantage? Brown now just inside the Belarus half trying to find Gerrard. Brown's pass wasn't great. Rooney will try and win it back for England. The ball breaks away to the left. England appeal for a corner kick, but the goal kick is given to the man in yellow, Zevnov. Goal kick to Belarus. And there's a fair amount for Fabio Capello to try and sort out at half-time here.
There's no doubt about that as well, because they say the controlled play of Belarus, controlled possession of the ball has been excellent, and they certainly have disturbed England.
This is the first time that Belarus have played at home in the group. Had a couple of away games. They actually were taken a long way in the match with Andorra. It was 1-1 until the later stages, then Belarus won it 3-1. And as Alan was saying earlier, that the defeat in Kiev was harsh on them. They lost to a penalty in added time at the end of the match from Shevchenko. 1-1 here in Belarus. Belarus working it through the defence, and the fair-haired Vakotsov who gives it back once more to goalkeeper Zevnov. Zevnov right-footed into the England half. It should be headed back by Upson. Upson's ball and a header from Lampard. Heskey and Lampard, and now Gerrard. Gerrard to Barry. Barry looking for Bridge. Here comes Wayne Bridge for England. Down the near side, the left. Rooney and Heskey on the edge of the area. And that's a ball from... Well, it's not... Oh, it was... Actually, I didn't think it was a great ball from Bridge, but there was ball watching at the back there, and they were hesitant and almost let in Walcott, but the ball breaks away for a goal kick.
But I think, Mike, if Belarus aren't careful, that is what will let them down. I'm not certain about that back four. We saw it there, where not the greatest of balls from Wayne Bridge, in the air, coming across, but no Belarus player, no defender took responsibility for it, and I think that will create 1 or 2 chances for England.
Graham Taylor, England's former manager, with us here in Minsk tonight for a very interesting game. 1-1 as Lampard now looks into getting more of the ball towards Walcott, and that's an instruction from Capello. Walcott down the right, turning, needs some help here. There was no one to give it to. Belarus have won it back again. Gerrard, though, trying to get England back in business. In the end, Belarus have to give it back to the keeper as Rooney comes charging in. And now a high ball into the England half, which Ferdinand heads back, but only as far as one of the home players. And it's the dangerous Straziewicz, the man who supplied the cross for the goal. Free kick has been given against England inside the centre circle to Belarus. We've got a minute and a half of normal time to go in this first half.
It's been a very interesting half, there's no doubt about that. As I say, I think it's about right, the scoreline, although Belarus have certainly had the greater possession and their movement, and they've looked very, very comfortable on the ball.
Yeah, Fabio Capello will have concerns every time the home team have possession, every time they counter-attack. They just wasted possession, though, on that occasion, and this would be a good time now for England to go in front as Gerrard heads the ball forward, and he's got a bang on the head as well. I think he's the defender is picking Gerrard up. He's okay. Free kick has been given to England for the challenge on Steven Gerrard. So we have about 50 seconds of normal time to go, maybe a minute to be added on. England free kick taken short. It's Lampard at walking pace. Lampard forward to Heskey, typical Heskey control on the chest, works his way towards the right, the ball bobbles back. Walcott to Brown. England building slowly. Wes Brown now with a cross into the area, doesn't reach Rooney, headed away by the defender. Belarus now looking to get forward as quickly as they possibly can with Putillo, a man who's taken over from the injured Alexander Kleb in this Belarus side, but they haven't missed him greatly in this first half. This very young central threesome they have in midfield are doing well for the home side, up against the experienced Lampard and Gerrard and Barry. Now Barry slides the ball back into his own half. Upson with a big up and under towards Rooney. Flag has gone up again. Might have been Heskey, I think, who's strayed offside. We've got 1 minute of added time, and the scoreline here is 1-1.
And I think that Capello will want to see this come out, get into the team, into the second half, explain very much what he wants, what he requires from it. It seems that whenever they can try to get Walcott away, they're looking to do that, but sometimes, you know, you can just get a little bit one-sided about that.
Well, he certainly got at them at half-time against Kazakhstan. Let's hope he has the same effect here tonight. In the meantime, we're going back to the Northern Ireland game and Ian Dennis.
And Northern Ireland have taken the lead on the half hour. David Healy scored 13 goals in qualifying for Euro 2008, and he's up and running here, breaking the deadlock. 1-0 Northern Ireland.
Thank you. Remember, Republic of Ireland 1, Cyprus 0, Robbie Keane, and it's still Germany 0, Wales 0. More on those games coming literally in a few seconds' time, because it's almost half-time here in Minsk. It's been a very enjoyable first half, and there goes the whistle from the Norwegian referee. Plenty for England to think about here. They went in front through a dream of a goal from Steven Gerrard on his 70th appearance, but Belarus were always looking dangerous on the counter-attack, and they deservedly got back into it with a header from Sitko. So the half-time score here, with a fair amount for Fabio Capello to ponder. Belarus 1, England 1.
Thank you, Mike. Graham, what does Capello do?
Well, I think first of all, he's got to make it quite clear that, you know, to lose possession against this side carelessly, they will break at you very quickly. The England players will know that by now. They will know that they're in a game. The other thing, if you're talking about winning, yes, we can see we're trying to release Walcott on many occasions, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. But I know this sounds strange, some old-fashioned sometimes crossing with Heskey being dominated there, getting the ball wide and getting the crosses in, because I've seen it against both Croatia and Kazakhstan, and I suspect it's against Belarus. I don't think they're good at defending those kind of crosses, and we've seen that on a couple of occasions when the ball has been crossed in to Heskey, and the Belarusian defenders have been somewhat confused as to who should take responsibility.
Great goal from Steven Gerrard. Slick move, though, from Belarus to the equaliser.
Oh, definitely. First of all, Gerrard's goal, as Alan Green said, passed into the net from 30 yards, bent it round the keeper. Some very good ball control by Rooney early to that. But the Belarusian goal was excellent. You know, there was some great combination play, then some great play by Stazovic, and he then bent it in to be headed in at the far post. It was a very, very good team goal.
Well, a little piece of information was given to me by Clive Tilsley. 23 passes for that Belarus goal. 23 passes. That is remarkable. And I've got to say, even though I don't like anybody scoring against England, I applauded the goal. In fact, actually, what two great goals tonight. Very different goals. So England better stay awake at the start of the second half. I'll run down the teams in just a moment. In fact, I'll get the England team out of the way now, because the referee's still getting instruction from television, presumably. Goalkeeper James. Defenders Brown, Ferdinand, Upson and Bridge. Midfielder Walcott, Lampard, Barry and Gerrard. Then Rooney, who I think has been outstanding, and Heskey. The referee, Terry Haga from Norway, blows his whistle. We're underway. 1-1, remember. The start of the second half, that was a lunging challenge on Walcott, and that's certainly a free kick against Belarus, whose lineup is as follows. Goalkeeper Shevnov. Defenders Omelyanchuk, Filipenko, Verkotsov and Molosh. Then Kulshi, the captain, is a holding midfield player. Ahead of him, Sasevic, Patillo, who picked up a yellow card like David James in the first half, and Sitko, the goal scorer. Then Kutuzov, very clever player. And finally, Buliga. But I say very clever player, Graham. There are multiple clever players in that Belarus side.
I think they've been very impressive in the first half. And to come back from the goal down was very good. As I say, no heads went down at all, but their combination play is very good.
Well done, Walcott. Oh, well, just as I say, well done, Walcott. He got past two defenders, then he miscontrolled the ball and squirts behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, he's just a little bit too quick for himself there, I think. I think that sometimes, when you are very, very quick, you sometimes need to mentally slow down. I think that's something that, you know, he will learn as he gets older, in terms of mentally just slowing himself down.
Here's Molosh, the left back, and it goes to Patillo, flicked on, but only to those in white. England white shirts, navy shorts, white socks. Belarus red shirts, otherwise adorned in green. Here's Upson to the far side, and Bridge. Not a great ball forward by Bridge. Clattered back by Omelyanchuk towards the England penalty area, and Upson just hooks are out of play. Do you think we look a little bit vulnerable at full-back?
Well, I have to say this in defence of Bridge a little bit, and the case was there. Steven Gerrard, with him not staying wide on the left and wandering, when Bridge gets the ball, he has no option of passing the ball wide. So he's either got an inside pass if it's there. If it's not there, he's only got a forward pass.
Gerrard trying to win the ball back. Hesse put a foot in as well, and he contacted the player. So it's a free kick awarded by the Norwegian referee to Belarus. 2 minutes gone in the second half. This is 5 Live football on the BBC. Belarus won, England won, and Belarus thoroughly deserved to equalise. They responded so well to that marvellous goal scored by Gerrard. They responded with an equally marvellous goal. 23 passes before Sitko's header that flew past James. Here's Heskey. Heskey was being pulled back. No need to blow the whistle. England still have the ball. Lovely pass by Lampard under Rooney. Rooney with Gerrard ahead of him. Rooney still going. Great move by Rooney. The shot though was limp and it's easily saved.
Yeah, he just couldn't get the ball from out of his feet. It was a tremendous run. Like you, Alan, I think he's looked very lively, Rooney, tonight. You see, even though Gerrard's goal was exceptionally, his control and touch was excellent.
Just reminding Northern Ireland 2, San Marino 0. That's at Windsor Park. Wales drawing 0-0 in Germany. The Republic of Ireland 1 up against Cyprus. And when last I heard, it was Croatia 2, Andorra 0. Now, one of the Croatian players is down injured. That's why the goalkeeper volleyed the ball out of play so that he could receive attention. Is that Kudasov?
No, it's Putillo.
Putillo, right. He's limping away. Haven't they been impressive?
They've moved it about. I think the thing is that their short passing game and the way they move it, you can understand why Capello said earlier they play like Arsenal, can't you?
Oh, without question.
Short passing and movement.
There are lots of little klebs out there. Yeah. You know, they're except for the main one.
Said little legs.
No, they're terrific. Really impressed with Belarus and with the city of Minsk. I got in this morning and the drive in from the airport. What a beautiful looking city.
It is. It's very, very nice.
Now play resumes. Ball played down the England left flank, and then it's cleared securely by Upson, but the flag is up for offside against Emil Heskey. Rooney and Heskey working very hard. You would expect that from them.
Yes. But if you look just as it now, you see where Gerrard is. He's very central on Heskey as well. So there's no doubt about it. He is being given licence to move from those.
Which makes it especially difficult for Wayne Bridge. Yeah. Anyway, the free kick is taken by Verkotsov. Not too well taken. Brown heads it away. Upson heads it further away, but Belarus have it back. It's with Omelyanchuk, their right full-back. He's tackled, ball breaks out of play, and it must have hit him last because it's an England throw-in right in front of the England fans, the far side of the pitch. Thrown quickly to Heskey. Good run by Rooney as well. Heskey gets past the defender. Heskey still into the penalty. Into Rooney. Great goal. Brilliantly set up by Emil Heskey and finished off by England's best player so far in the night, Wayne Rooney, and England are 2-1 in front 5 minutes into the second half.
Some great play by Emil Heskey there. He's got the ball out wide on the left. He's held players off. He's beaten players. All the time you could see Rooney in the middle unmarked. And this is why I was saying earlier, not one Belarus defender went to mark him. It was very, very poor defending. When the cross came in by Heskey, Rooney put it away so comfortably.
What I noticed,
so they'll be very disappointed with their defending there, but it puts England 2-1 in front.
Oh, well done, Emil Heskey.
Yeah,
really, and well done, Wayne Rooney, who's been making runs like that all night. I mean, Walcott didn't pick him out. Once Lampard then tried to find Walcott when he could have found Rooney, and I'm glad he's got the goal.
Definitely,
because he's played really well.
I mean, the combination of Heskey and Rooney, we've all seen that. It's looked very, very threatening, and we saw the result of it there today. I think from Belarus's point of view, they'd be very disappointing with their defending, but I think of everything, that is their weak point.
And it has to be said, looking at how well Rooney and Heskey play together, even though I personally feel that Michael Owen should be in the squad, there's no way he could be in the team ahead of those two at the moment.
Not the way they're playing at the present time for England.
So England have regained the lead. Now, how will Belarus respond? They responded terrifically, going 1-0 down. How will they feel about losing a goal so early in the second half? And again, it just quietens the crowd a bit, apart from that infernal band, or maybe that's the Sheffield band on the far side of the field. Don't know. England fans are cheering and dancing. England lead Belarus by 2-1, and we're in the 52nd minute of the game. David James slips as he finally cleared the ball. Heskey takes it well on his chest, plays it back to Bridge. Bridge moves away and then crosses low in towards Rooney. Rooney brings it down, brilliant control, tried to feed it back to Steven Gerrard, didn't get the pass quite right, and it should be cleared by Belarus, but it was wonderful again from Wayne Rooney.
He was very unlucky there. His first touch to bring the ball down out of the air and then turn as he came round. Wasn't able just to get the strength on the ball, else he would have set Steven Gerrard up for an opportunity to score England's third.
Well, Rooney earlier in the season was a pale shadow of the man he's been in recent games. You know, for Manchester United and for England. He's absolutely bang on form. Here's Lampard. England search for a third goal that surely would kill off Belarus. Play to the left side and Heskey. Back to Gerrard, and Gerrard spots Brown down the right flank, virtually unmarked. Plays it to Wes Brown. Barry's available, but Brown plays it back to Ferdinand and on to Lampard, and suddenly England look in command of the game.
They do, and you can only say, you know, straight after half-time, then Capello, the manager, has to be given some credit because he's obviously said something and adjusted something and put things into the players' minds. And they've come out and they've looked very purposeful since the kick-off of the second half.
Well, I love managers who make things happen. You know, no point in waiting to 75 minutes. You see something wrong at half-time, get it right. Free kick for a foul on Heskey. It's a couple of feet in from the left touchline. Gerrard's going to take it. Ferdinand and Upson inside the penalty area. Played deep, looking for Upson, who heads it on just ahead of Emil Heskey, and the goalkeeper Shevnov has it, and he throws it out straight out of play. And he apologises to Kutuzov, who was the target. England throwing on the halfway line. Bernd Stanger patrolling that technical area. Grey-haired man, and vast experience, and some of it brilliant. I was talking about the great work he did in Iraqi football, and he's obviously producing a very good Belarus team, though they may now struggle to claw another goal back against England.
Yes, I mean, they've got to sort of react as they did when they went 1 goal down in the first half and they came back at England. But you know, once again we've seen otherwise that sometimes the tiredness creeps in. Probably the fitness and the physical condition of the England players could be to their advantage.
There was a poor ball by Barry there, and then I think Sitko, the Belarusian goal scorer, was fouled, but the referee allowed play to continue. Belarus still have the ball. It'll be interesting to see if he takes any action. It's head out of play. Sitko got to his feet.
Yeah.
Then his colleague hadn't realised he'd got to his feet. He put the ball out of play, so Sitko lay down again. Yeah, or he sat down again, if you know what I mean.
Captain Kulti looked round and...
I think it was a collision with Rooney. And Rooney goes and shakes his hand just to make sure the referee doesn't think of doing anything else. Anyway,
you know, we'd all rather see a Wayne Rooney like that, wouldn't we? In all honesty, you know, he bit once or twice at the referee early on, but since then he hasn't done. And I know people say it's fiery, it's in his temperament, but the more he can stay off and away from referees, I think that helps his game.
But he's got a great football brain, Wayne Rooney, and he won't feel frustration tonight. He must know how well he's playing, and to score as well, terrific. Throw into Belarus on the far side of the field. Throw to Bulaga, and now it's back on the halfway line. Omelyanchuk exchanges passes with a colleague, and then he gives the ball away. Walcott then ran forward. There must have been a sneaky little handball there by Kutuzov. Gets away with it. That might have been a yellow card. Anyway, it's a free kick to England. Played quickly. Brown back to Ferdinand and on to Upson. Upson hits it to the left flank towards Bridge. Rooney's down that flank. Gerrard's in a central position. It's as if Rooney and Gerrard are switching.
Yeah. What I have to say, though, there's a prime example there. When Wayne Bridge got the ball, he only had one option, and that was to find Rooney up front. There was no other option for him at all. So I feel a bit of sympathy for him, Alan, sometimes when he gets the ball there.
Sorry, Graham, Lampard just headed the ball in the direction of Walcott, but ahead of the Arsenal player, so it's out for a throw-in to Belarus. I've really enjoyed the game, you know.
It's been a good game.
Has it?
Oh, it's been a good game.
You know, and the argument these days that there are no minnows, well, there are one or two, we know, but Belarus just emphasising that a so-called smaller nation can produce a really good football team, and this is a difficult game for England tonight. No, it's with the fullback, Molosh, the left fullback. He plays it forward, then there's a foul by Brown, and that's going to be a free kick to Belarus and some whistles from the crowd. Brilliantly bright floodlights, huge towers of floodlights enlighten the stadium. Otherwise it's pitch black. And you do get the feeling, such as the chill in the air, that another month or two down the line, and it'll be a nippy place to spend an evening.
I'm not so certain it'll be the place to come then.
No.
You know, just looking at this, I just got the feeling, you know, that physically, when I spoke about fitness-wise as well, I just think that England will have more than an edge here as this game progresses.
Rooney leaves the ball for Gerrard. Back to Lampard. Lampard switches it towards the left flank. Bridge is down there. The defender should have cut it out. Didn't. Bridge. Back to Barry. Barry on to Heskey. Heskey falls over. Wasn't fouled on that occasion. And now it's taken forward by Patillo. Into the captain, Kulchi, in the centre circle. And played down the left flank towards Sitko, who headed them level at 1-1. Oh, he tried to find Bulliga. Didn't. Bulliga run in field, not down the edge of the penalty area. And as a consequence, the ball's behind Hammersley for a goal kick to
misunderstanding there. He thought the run was going to be made. It wasn't, but the pass had already gone. But it was the first little indication of them getting a passing movement together. Kulchi, in this holding midfielder, has had a lot of the ball, the captain. Basically, he's had no one to mark, and so whenever he's had possession of the ball, he's been able to start some good movements for Belarus.
A number of potential England substitutes warming up. Peter Crouch, David Beckham, and one, according to the official sheet, Jermaine Defoe. They left off the E. Jermaine Defoe, look at that. I'm not going to try the Cyrillic version. Here's Rooney, scorer of England's second goal, to Lampard. It wasn't a great lay off by Lampard towards Rooney again. Belarus come forward now. Kutuzov with Bulliga in a prominent position. Oh, Kutuzov tried a clever pass, didn't come off, and England, courtesy of Rooney, managed to barge the ball towards the halfway line to at least temporary safety. Filipenko leaving it now to Patillo. Patillo, on it goes to Kutuzov, and quickly to the right fullback, Omel-Yanchuk, and he's allowed to run forward here. Can he get a decent cross in? Oh, it's a brilliant ball in towards Kulchi. Kulchi was challenged by Wes Brown, who tracked the run and just physically put the Belarus captain off. He went down hoping for a penalty.
Yes.
Referee was watching, says no.
No, the referee got a clear view of that as well, but it was a great run by Kulchi. You know, as I say, he's nobody to mark at all, and he's been a big influence for Belarus.
What about the cross into him as well?
Good cross.
Excellent. And technically, they are so impressive, Belarus. Gerrard leaves it for Rooney. Rooney tried to pass it back to Gerrard and didn't come off. And here's Patillo again. Particularly like these central midfield players. Here's another of them. Kulchi. He's not as young as the others, mind you, Kulchi. Now Molosh onto Bulliga. Down the left flank. Oh, back to Molosh. That's good play. Walcott was aware of the danger, trying to get back there to impede the full-back. Walcott gets in a challenge, and in fact he was fouled by Molosh. It's going to be a free kick to England. Yeah,
it's a good tracking back there by Walcott, and with the pace that he has, you're going to be a very fortunate full-back to get away from him.
How do you think Walcott's played tonight?
So-so. I mean, I think that he's having to learn all of the time. The hat-trick against Croatia gives that expectancy level all of the time from it. He's not going to do that every game. But every now and again, we know with the pace that he has, he's an outlet for the England player. And as long as you don't sort of overuse it and expect it to happen all the time, gradually you hope that, you know, he'll come more and more with his own experience, realising when he can make a major effect on the game.
You won't be surprised if I'm misreading the situation, but aren't England really playing with one wide player in Walcott?
Yes.
And Gerrard continually tucked in?
They're allowing Gerrard to go wherever he wants to go. You see him now, he's in behind Heskey. In that respect, then Rooney moves out a little bit wider to the left, but doesn't go right out on the flank.
Well, unquestionably, Gerrard and Rooney can play together. Here's a free kick, though, to Belarus, who played 16 minutes in the second half. Kulchi, the captain, to take it. Heskey hasn't retreated the 10 yards. Still not 10 yards away. Kulchi is patient, looking for movement further upfield, and then he just slides the ball through the centre circle to Filipenko. Oh, that's a lovely dink pass on to Omel-Yanchuk. Omel-Yanchuk down the right flank, tackled by Wayne Rooney. Rooney's worked harder than anybody tonight. The referee, I think, has misjudged that. and has given a free kick.
Yes, he's given it on the advice of his assistant.
Which has taken the free kick and rather wasted. Ball's back on the halfway line now to Verkotsov. Verkotsov to the left flank and Kulchi. On it goes to Bulaga. Back to Verkotsov. Verkotsov lifts the pass forward, carefully headed away by Ferdinand. But worryingly, just the last couple of minutes, Belarus have seen a lot more of the ball. Molosh. Infield with a pass to Sitko. Sitko being hustled by Wes Brown. Back now to Kulshi, and he just steps away from Emil Heskey. Isn't he a good player?
A good player.
And now back now to Kutuzov, to Portillo. It's not Portillo, it's Stasevich, the player's name that I hate to pronounce because I can't do it. Just age, isn't it, Graham?
Yeah.
Anyway, he's fouled. It's a free kick.
But Kutchi is a good player, 34 years of age, showing all of his experience.
And they've taken the free kick, Belarus. England have to be careful here. It is only 2-1, and this side have shown that not only are they tricky, not only are they technically good, they can finish as well. It's a brilliant move for their initial equaliser. Now outside of play, and it's going to be a throw into Belarus. We've played nearly 18 minutes in the second half. Do you think he might be thinking of a change here, Capello?
Well,
I think he is. I think Sean Wright-Phillips is coming on.
Moving on. He'll probably doing very similar to what happened against Kazakhstan. Got some pace against them himself.
It'd be interesting, though, who he takes off. I mean, remember, he brought Sean Wright-Phillips on to play wide with Walcott wide and Gerrard and Lampard in the middle. Here's Rooney, blocking one attempted clearance, couldn't block the second one. And now it's Portillo. Portillo then, lazy little pass to the left-hand side, and Bridge hits it upfield towards Rooney, flags up for offside again. Seen a lot of offside, this linesman. Capello talking to one of his assistants. Is that Pierce down there?
It is.
It is. I wonder which language they're communicating in.
No, that's the physio. That's Gary Lewis.
Oh yeah. I wasn't sure trying to learn Italian. He thought that was quicker than waiting for Fabio to learn English. Now down the left-hand flank, England on the attack. Ball just lazily played in. That wasn't good, and Belarus have it once more. Filipenko to the right full-back Omelyanchuk, on to Portillo. Portillo feeds it to the right side to Sasevich, and now Kulchi. That's a good pass forward. Bulaga, lovely football from Belarus, and there's a man through in the middle. Brown managed to get back though because the lofted pass didn't have enough weight in it to beat Brown, and Brown made the interception. Here's Gerrard on towards Heskey. The pass overhit, and it's through to the goalkeeper Shevnov.
Yes, just earlier than that, if the Belarusian player had got his final pass in, it would have opened up England totally onto David James.
They are a good side. There's no question about that. But here's Rooney, who's scored in the second half, early in the second half, to put England 2-1 up, and that's still the case with just 25 minutes left to play here on 5 Live Sport on the BBC. Upson to Ferdinand, and Ferdinand, plenty of time, picks out Gerrard. It was a good pass. Gerrard looking for Walcott. Walcott's going to chase after it. Goalkeeper out of his penalty area, and wisely he doesn't try any fancy trick. He just puts it out for a throw-in.
Had to get rid of that, just move it away all of the time, and then let his side reorganise themselves.
Brown with a throw-in. Back to Ferdinand. Bridge is available. Ferdinand doesn't need Bridge at the moment. Instead he crosses high, looking for Heskey. Rooney waits for the knockdown. Rooney is after it, takes it on his chest into the penalty area. Rooney with the control, needs some movement, played in but too far in, well beyond Gerrard, and it's easily caught by the goalkeeper Shevdov.
Rooney looks very happy with himself, doesn't he?
Yes.
His touch, his first
his body
touch,
language is just perfect today.
It doesn't matter how the ball's coming to him, his first touch is excellent.
Belarus though, they look frequently happy in possession. On the attack again, and then Gerrard gets in a tackle. The first challenge is actually made by Lampard. That put off the Belarus player. It's cleared to the halfway line, but the referee has blown his whistle for a free kick, and here's a change, and it's going to be a Belarus change. Modric has made it Croatia 3, Andorra 0, by the way. The change here is bringing Rodionov on and taking off, well, have they got that right? Who are they taking off? Portillo, who's impressed me.
And Wright-Phillips is coming on.
And John Wright-Phillips will be coming on now for England. Who for? Well, Rodionov is a striker. Patillo is much more of a central midfield player. So obviously Stanger feels he has to introduce something further up front, trying to search for this second equaliser. Where's the fourth official gone? He's gone to sit down and he doesn't realise he's got... This is silly. This is really... Capello's very frustrated about this. So too is Ray Clements. What is going on? Can he not press the button twice? He's actually sat down, the fourth official, and play is resumed. England have the ball down this line. Now it's out for a throw-in. And the fourth official still isn't ready. It's a joke.
Referee's looking across at him, you know, because he's made play continue, but there's some trouble down there, isn't there, now on the England bench? They're complaining bitterly towards the fourth official.
He sat down. Is he on this planet? Oh, here he comes. Wakey, wakey. And finally, it's not the referee's fault, but here we have the change, and it's Sean Wright-Phillips for Theo Walcott, a change in the commentary as well. Alan Green to Mike Ingham.
Well, that was really simple, wasn't it? Rodionov then comes on also for the home team. He plays for Bate, who did really well in that Champions League game against Juventus. But there are still one or two alarms here for England. There are still a few holes that England aren't filling in midfield. Barry at times struggling to come to terms. In fact, Lampard and Barry have been playing quite deep in this second half together, allowing Gerrard, as Alan and Graham have been saying, to get in behind Heskey and Rooney. It's quite an odd shape that England are playing at the moment, but they have the lead, and Rooney finds Gerrard. Gerrard, too many players from Belarus in front of him, has to give the ball back to Barry. Barry will work it to the far side of the field. Bridge doesn't control the ball, should have done, and the back pass to the goalkeeper is cleared by Zevnov. England leading here by 2-1. Twice they've managed to get themselves in front here. Gerrard, first of all, after 11 minutes, and an equaliser from Sitko after 28, and then Rooney giving England the lead right at the start of the second half, 5 minutes into the second half. And one of the big differences between this campaign and the last campaign so far, Rooney, remember, missed many of the Euro qualifying games. Don't think he scored at all in the Euro qualifiers, but he's now got 4 in 3 for Fabio Capello. England lead 2-1, and Peter Crouch is also going to come on in a moment, presumably for Emil Heskey, who's really worked hard tonight. Had to take quite a lot of stick as well from some of the tackling. Belarus, always dangerous when they go forward. They build down this left-hand side of the field with Molosh. Molosh to the goalkeeper Sitko. Now the very clever Kutusov and his striking partner Bulligar, but Gerrard wins it back strong. Oh, the referee's penalising Steven Gerrard, but now England can make the second change. Crouch steps forward wearing the number 18, and he will come on for Emil Heskey, who's absolutely worked his socks off here tonight, Graham, and of course made the goal for Wayne Rooney. I
think Emil Heskey, since his return to the England side, has done extremely well, and the combination of him and Rooney is very, very threatening. Being able to bring Crouch on as well, you know, there's no doubt about it. It doesn't matter what anybody says. You get a big centre forward. England of all nations know how to use them.
Heskey gets a deserved handshake from Fabio Capello as the dangerous Belarus side build once more on the edge of the area. Clever turn by Bulligar. Back pass from Ferdinand, though, swept downfield by David James, who's cleared the ball pretty well when it's been on his feet here this evening. Out comes the Belarus goalkeeper now, and it's with Vakotsov, the defender. Vakotsov moves towards the halfway line, unchallenged yet by anyone in a white shirt. Gives the ball away, though. Wright-Phillips, who's just come on for Walcott. Wright-Phillips showing his pace immediately down this right-hand side, inviting the challenge from the fullback, Molosh, and England win the throw-in almost halfway inside the Belarus half, although Brown is going to take it from much further back, just in front of Fabio Capello. There's been a goal in Belfast. Ian Dennis.
Northern Ireland 3, San Marino 0. Don't know what the goalkeeper was doing. Soft shot from Healy, and the keeper just parried it into the path of Carl Lafferty. They're as bad as the dog and duck, San Marino. 3-0 Northern Ireland.
Thank you very much. One of the Belarus players has taken the ball straight in the face there from Wayne Rooney, and he's dazed and confused. So the game will have to restart. But it does give Graham Taylor a chance just to give us his thoughts. Let me just see again. How long have we got here, Graham?
Well, I think that you know, England just have to make sure they keep the I wouldn't say the pressure, but their own game just in shape, as I call it, to make sure that they're not pulled all over the pitch. And I think they've done well in the second half because, you know, come half-time, we saw a Belarus performance 1-1, and you're thinking if they come out and play as they did in the first half, then in fact England may be in trouble. But they've really I think England have done well this second half, and Belarus haven't been able to attack and have that movement and possession that they'd had in the first half.
If you suspect, Graham, there could be a physical factor here as well, bringing someone on like Wright Phillips is going to test them, isn't it?
Of course it is, yeah. I mean, just watching England against Croatia and against Kazakhstan, as the games progress, the fitness of the England players in those two previous games, and I suspect in this one, is beginning to show.
Stasjevic was the player that got the ball in the face, and he really has impressed us all here this evening. Made the goal. He scored, by the way, in that game against Juventus for Bate, gave Bate a 1-0 lead in that match, which was eventually 2-2. The ball is back with Zevnov in the home goal away to our right. The crowd just a little quieter now. Long ball downfield, Bridge jumping over on the far side of the field. Bridge still needs to come in again. That looked like a hand ball from here, but the referee was happy, and Bridge slides the ball to this near side of the field. Wright Phillips is there, helps it back to Brown. Brown of England leading here by 2-1 on 5 Live, and now Brown's just skied the ball out of play into the running track down there for a Belarus throw. England have to concentrate here because they change the ball very quickly. They throw it back on again, and England have to be alive. We'll go to the Germany-Wales game in a moment, but now it's Omalanchuk, the right back, down the Belarus right. England mustn't allow Belarus too much possession. Back to Conor McNamara watching Germany-Wales.
Germany 0, Wales 0. John Toshak will be impressed with this. Germany's frustration means that Wales are growing in confidence. The home crowd has got restless. The more Germany push forward, the more gaps they leave at the back. Wales have had 3 chances in the past few minutes. The best of them for Bellamy. He was denied by a super save from Rene Adler. It's a really good game, this. Germany 0, Wales 0.
Thank you, Conor. England missed the boat there. They had a real opportunity when they got Wright Phillips and Gerrard and Rooney forward, but they just couldn't force it. Rooney eventually had a shot which was blocked. A nice turn now from Wright Phillips in between two of the Belarus defenders. Wright Phillips, and now Lampard steps in. That was an opportunity for England to put this game, because we feel here that if England get another one, then that should be enough. Belarus 1, England 2. On 5 Live. Bridge now for England, looking for Rooney, to Gerrard instead. Rooney in the air, Rooney for England, and that must be it. Rooney's done it again. 3-1 here tonight. Rooney in amazing form in this World Cup qualifying campaign has now scored 5 in 3. England lead 3-1.
Excellent play by England. You know, you talk about the passing movement, it was there for all to see. Bridge came it in, moved it in, then there was combination play between Gerrard and Rooney for Rooney to finish off so comfortably and so confidently. Rooney, you can see, as we've mentioned a lot of times, he's playing exceptionally well. He looks happy. He is happy. He's every right to be happy, because the way that he took that goal was absolutely first class.
Well, much relief. And, you know, when you've got people like Rooney and Gerrard in the team, you've got half a chance, haven't you?
You certainly have. What's been interesting about Gerrard, for the last 10 to 15 minutes, he hasn't played on that left side at all. He's been central, in behind Rooney, and now Crouch, originally Heskey, but he's been much more central.
But there's an interesting point to pick up on that when we get in a moment, because we were talking at half-time, and we felt that Kulchi was having too much of the ball, too much influence. Nobody was pressurising him. I wonder whether that was intended by Capello to push Gerrard in there and to really make Kulchi have to do more defending, because he was so influential in that first half. Now, will Belarus be able to respond once more? No, Lampard's won the ball. Lampard is playing in a very disciplined role now. He's having to curb his natural style, isn't he, and sit alongside Gareth Barry.
Well, I think they've done well as well. It's like the second half against Kazakhstan, where we played with 2 wide men in the second half, and Gerrard and Lampard stayed in there. And now it's Barry and Lampard doing it.
And there have been moments also in this game when Rio Ferdinand's had to assert himself at the back there in the absence of John Terry and Ashley Cole, holding it all together. The England captain, the England fans are singing. Belarus 1, England 3, Croatia 4, Andorra 0. But the thing is, Graham, if England can get the 3 points here, sides like Croatia and Ukraine are going to have the problems here.
They're not going to find it easy to come here and get the wins. There's no doubt, Mike, talking that Gerrard is certainly playing in that hole behind Rooney, behind Crouch now, and it means that Kulchi, when he gets the ball, has someone in and around him. And if Capello has done that, that is a good move, because there is no doubt that Kulchi was a very dominant and influential player for Belarus in the first half. We certainly haven't seen so much of him this half.
Gerrard has got exactly the sort of role, the sort of player that has always been too hot to handle for England over the years. The player that just goes in behind the strikers, difficult to pick up. And Gerrard is thriving, but Rooney's going to get the headlines again. He got a goal against Croatia in Zagreb. He got the 2 against Kazakhstan at the weekend, although Fabio Capello thought he got 3. And 2 more tonight to build on Gerrard's fantastic early strike. Belarus 1, England 3 on 5 Live. It's a different atmosphere now as Gerrard goes charging again forward down that left-hand side. Whips it in with his right foot. Crouch tries to get on the end of it. Belarus don't clear. Crouch once more has a possibility. Belarus, the referee's whistle's gone for a challenge by Crouch. He does tend to get penalised a lot in Europe, Peter Crouch. Free kick to Belarus on the edge of their area.
I think he pulled the defender back there, actually. I agree with you. You know, when you're that size and what have you, you get some unfair free kicks given to you. That time I think the referee got it right, because Crouch did pull the Belarus player back.
Stojanovic, by the way, has come on for the very impressive Kutuzov, who plays in Italy with Parma. So England will be pleased to see the back of Kutuzov. England appear now to have this game under control. With less than 15 minutes to go, the ball is out of play over on the far side. And we're going back to Belfast again, and Ian Dennis.
San Marino are down to 10 men, Mike. Northern Ireland still lead 3-0, but Mauro Morani lashed out at Michael O'Connor and has been sent off. Northern Ireland 3, San Marino 0.
Thanks, Ian. So 2 against Andorra, 4 against Croatia, 5 against Kazakhstan and 3 against Belarus. So England are finding the back of the net so far in this qualifying campaign. So important in this particular match to win if they could, because, you know, this is the 3rd of the 5 away games that England will have to play. 4 out of the 10, so they're almost at the halfway stage already. Big one to come against Ukraine on the 1st of April, but this is a very, very good scoreline. They've had a few wobbly moments, but you get those away from home, and Belarus are a very good side, and England are doing well here in the second half, and we feel that perhaps Fabio Capello has made the right tactical switches once more, identifying one of the main problems, and putting Gerrard in behind the strikers has really kept Kulchi quite occupied in this second half. Now the break is on once more, and it's Bulligar, the number 7, slides the ball into the edge of the England area. Oh, England getting in difficulties there with Lampard. Haven't cleared it yet, but down goes David James to make the save. That was just a little bit carefree and careless, but England managed to survive.
Yeah, it was a careless pass in the sense that Frank was facing his own goal and passed it square without looking. Ball intercepted, and it was just a minor threat to England, but David James collected it quite comfortably.
Ball downfield, Crouch tries to get it. Belarus back inside their own half, play the ball into the centre circle. Nice little touches, then they knock it forward looking for Rodionov, and the challenge comes in this time from Wayne Bridge, and it's gone back to David James. David James takes one touch and then clears up to the halfway line. 3-1 to England, should be enough now surely, with just over 10 minutes to go in this game, which has been very, very watchable indeed. Ball shoveled down the Belarus right, and they don't keep it in. Rooney, Graham, is very clinical, isn't he, when he gets an opening in front of goal?
There's no doubt about that. I mean, he's played very well. The last goal was an excellent goal. It was a combination play as well between him and Gerrard. But you just knew that he was going to score, and he picked the part of the net that he wanted to put it in. He didn't just whack it, he placed it in with a bit of power on the ball. But it's been a good performance, and no doubt about it, Gerrard's move has helped. The only thing I would say, and I've said it a number of times, for Bridge, it does leave Bridge with so few options when he gets the ball, and I feel some sympathy for him, because he's got nothing to play out to at all.
Belarus 1, England 3. At the moment, Rooney, it's a bit like in the days when England had the likes of Shearer and his pomp and Lineker. I know when you see Rooney going through, you're pretty confident that he's going to put it away. And Rooney's now scored 19 times for his country. This is his 48th appearance. Free kick given to Belarus, but you just feel a little bit of the fight now has, and the belief, I suppose, is going to have the home side.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. They didn't really want half-time to come, and so many managers have said that before, but I think they've run out of legs a little bit. I don't think they're physically as fit as the England players.
England with still some defending to do. That was a really important header interception by Brown in the second half, when they possibly had their best moment, the home team Belarus, and Brown too alongside Ferdinand has had a strong game tonight, and now he prepares to throw the ball into the Belarus half. Crouch against Verkhovsov. Doesn't always get a lot of the headlines, Wes Brown, but he's had a steady old game tonight at right back, hasn't he?
Well, you know, I mean, he's had his critics as well, hasn't he? People say this and say that about him, but he's come in, he's took the right back position, he's played centre back, obviously, of course, for the odd occasion for Manchester United. He's played at right back there, and I think Capello doesn't like to change his back foot, and he's not all that concerned about full backs bombing on, you know. It's I think he's quite happy to keep a solid back four. In this group, the last we heard, I think it was 4-0 to Croatia against Andorra, which is par for the course, really. Northern Ireland are leading 3-0 against the 10 men of San Marino. Republic 1 up against Cyprus. Robbie Keane's goal. And, well, what a result that Wales may get. Germany 0, Wales 0 is still the latest score. Let's hope Wales can hang on. I remember they took Russia all the way away from home and then lost to a late goal. The ball now with Gareth Barry. He's had a more assured second half. Barry moves the ball onto Gerrard. Gerrard now to Bridge in space down the left-hand side. Crouch is calling for it. In comes the cross from Bridge, aimed towards Crouch. Headed away, though, by Belarus. Wright Phillips trying to get back on the end of it again for England. And Belarus now look to clear once more. Good ball as well from Belarus, but a poor touch there in midfield from one of their substitutes, Strakonovic. And England have possession again, and Wayne Bridge, who's also looked better in this second half. But there's nothing like a 3-1 scoreline, I suppose, to give you more confidence. Brown, Capello pointing. Brown on his left foot this time. In towards Crouch. Crouch, sideways header. Nice first touch from Wright Phillips. Away goes Sean Wright Phillips for England, going past a couple of defenders. Gerrard with his shot! Goalkeeper Manning. Oh, the whistle's gone. The goalkeeper saved it anyway. The referees penalised Wright Phillips, I think, on the edge of the Belarus penalty area. Yeah, still both a good shot by Gerrard and a good save, because the goalkeeper wasn't aware of it and came across there and just got his fingertips to the ball. 5 Live, Belarus 1, England 3 this time next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be back in the Champions League for you, remember. England have a friendly match in Germany in November. They hope to sort something out in February in a friendly, but the next big game in this group isn't until the 1st of April. Wayne Bridge of England, 3-1 they lead. 1 or 2 of the home fans now starting to leave. And it is, by the way, 10 past 11 in the evening here. 2 hours ahead of you. Rooney battling far side, has to be careful here, Rooney. There's no need now, when everything's going for you in the game, to run the risk of getting a yellow card. I think it's time to get another update from Germany-Wales. Conor McNamara.
Still Germany 0, Wales 0, and Wales giving themselves every chance of springing a surprise result here. Gareth Bale looks like a young Ryan Giggs down the left wing. He's had jinking runs. He's caused the Germans to change their right fullback. Clemens Fritz has come on to try and keep tabs on him, and the Germans just aren't creating enough chances. They've got so much possession, but Wayne Hennessy has not had to make any difficult saves. Germany 0, Wales 0.
Thank you very much. All the people leaving this stadium are going to miss David Beckham, because we think he's coming on in a moment for cap number 107, which will put him just 1 behind Bobby Moore in terms of outfield players. They're making mistakes now, Belarus, so another little cameo role to come maybe for David Beckham. Just over 5 minutes to go. Belarus 1, England 3. Gerrard first for England, then Sitko with an equaliser for Belarus. At half-time there was certainly concern amongst the England fans, I would think, because Belarus had played very, very well, but out came England in the second half, sorted out by Fabio Capello, and the second half has belonged to Wayne Rooney, who's put away 2 opportunities. The first made for him wonderfully well, really, by Emile Heskey on his 50th appearance for England.
It's interesting, Mike, what he's saying. Even now you can see Gerrard looking for Kulchi. He's looking round for him. It's been obvious that he's been brought in there not only to pose a threat himself, but to get round Kulchi whenever the Belarus have the ball.
Long ball downfield from James. Rooney trying to get on the end of it. Headed away, into Gerrard's path. Here comes Steven Gerrard for England. Round the goalkeeper. Oh, and he's hit the post. That should have been 4-1. Oh, Gerrard, how on earth did he miss that? He stormed through, went round the keeper, goal there, and somehow Steven Gerrard contrives to miss what would have been his second goal of the night. Looked an absolute certain scorer, should have been a scorer. It now should be 4-1. It remains 3-1.
Well, that's the old thing, isn't it? You know, you've put the ball in the net mentally and you've not taken care. You've done it. You know you're going to score and you haven't concentrated on that final touch. Been better if he'd taken it with his left foot, I personally think, but he flicked it with the outside of his right foot. He could see nothing else but him scoring. And OK, fine, but I think the concentration just went at the last second.
Oh, well, it would have been another 4-1 scoreline away from home for England. Beckham waiting patiently to come on. Back to Conor McNamara, Germany-Wales.
Still Germany 0, Wales 0, but Wales have had a really good opportunity to score. Craig Bellamy coming in, forcing a save as a shot from Schweinsteiger here goes wide. What made this a good chance was that when Bellamy's shot was saved by the keeper Adler, it spun up into the air and coming in like a train to the penalty area. Simon Davis was so close to getting it into the back of the net. He didn't. Germany 0, Wales 0.
Thank you. England are finding a few gaps at the back now from Belarus. Beckham comes on for Rooney, who's not going to get a hat-trick. So Wayne Rooney, another one. He's not aware he's coming off. Now he is. He shakes the hand of the referee. He's had another storming game here. He's made all the difference in the second half. Beckham's applauding him. Tell you what, it's a good job, Graham. It's not still 1-1. I mean, Gerrard missing that one. It may not matter too much now.
No, he'll have the mickey taken out of him for that miss. When you win like that, you know, he'll be more concerned. It says that he'll not like it. It'll be shown again, but not in any way as short because the victory's there. In the dressing room, there will be a few comments. It's called banter.
And so now, all the way from Los Angeles, California, here in Minsk, D. Beckham. Corner kick to England, Lampard to take it. Gerrard desperate to get on the end of it. Header comes in, good header as well it was from Matthew Upson, saved by the goalkeeper. Back to Conor McNamara.
Germany 1, Wales 0. Petr Trakowski has finally broken the deadlock. He turned David Edwards inside out on the edge of the penalty area. It was a brilliant individual goal. He rifled his shot beyond Wayne Hennessy, and poor old Wales, having done so well up until the final 18 minutes, have finally conceded. Germany 1, Wales 0.
Well, what a deep frustration that will be for everyone concerned with Wales taking Germany so far in that game. Germany done it to many sides over the years, of course. Late sting in the tail for them. We're going to have the younger brother, Alexander Kleb's younger brother, Vyacheslav Kleb, who's going to come on for all of about a minute and a half here in just a second. England have the game won. It's a very fine result, this, because if you've been with us from the start, you'll know that Belarus technically have one or two pretty gifted players, and there'll be a handful for anybody in this qualifying campaign. So this is a good win for England. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Just getting those 3 points, 12 points from 4 games. Wonderful start to the group and a great way to end the year for Fabio Capello. And the confidence will grow more and more. Ball with James in the England goal. Clears downfield. Crouches there. Header on to try and find Gerrard. Awkward bubble for the defender. And because of that, he's put it out of play. And here comes the final change now with Vyacheslav Kleb coming on to a man who's had a great first half. Stasiewicz of Bate Borisov. Haven't seen as much of him in the second half. And they, as Graham Taylor intimated, really, in the end, they have looked much more weary during the second half.
They've looked very tired, and you saw that as he came off, you know, struggling to almost get off the pitch.
Back to Belfast, Ian Dennis.
It's 4 for Northern Ireland against San Marino. The busy Steve Davis with a delightful flick, latching onto Lafferty's low cross. Northern Ireland 4, San Marino 0.
Thank you very much. Wright Phillips, by the way, has gone across to the left-hand side. 4 minutes of added time here we're going to be playing. Beckham obviously playing down the right. Lampard crosses the halfway line. Typical Lampard shuffle onto Beckham. Beckham holds it, gives it back to Brown. England 3-1 lead. Bridge has the ball over on the far side of the field. Bridge gets away from the defender easily. Bridge onto Wright Phillips. Wright Phillips and Bridge together down that left-hand side of the field. The tackles go flying in from the home team. England don't mind now that it's just a bit untidy over on the far side. They are denying Belarus possession. Belarus are not crossing the halfway line. Rooney's gone off, having scored the 2 goals. Gerrard should also have scored 2 goals tonight. Only he knows really how he missed the 4th, but it really isn't going to make a great deal of difference. Brown of England to Beckham. hugging the touchline near side. Beckham made the run down the line, but Brown doesn't return it to him. Instead, it's gone to Gareth Barry, much more steady in the second half, and that's a lovely ball now from Lampard to Gerrard. Gerrard to release Beckham, only Crouch in the area. Beckham to pull this one back to the far post, just away from Crouch. Diving header, so a corner kick for England over on the far side, the left, and Beckham's already making his way over there.
I have to say, looking at David Beckham chasing that ball, I thought, you ain't going to make it, David. The legs aren't going to get you there. They did, just in time. He got the ball up in the air, but unfortunately for Peter Crouch, it's just a little bit too high.
There are Belarus fans clapping and applauding David Beckham as he goes across to the far side. Great ambassador for English football. Beckham short corner, back to Barry on the edge of the area. It's back again with Beckham, and England just retain the ball. Gareth Barry, England leading 3-1. Barry to Beckham on the left. In comes a cross, and the goalkeeper will just about gather that one in and preparing to clear. But it's all over now here for Belarus, who gave absolutely everything before the break. Spectacular equaliser, as Alan was saying. Apparently 23 passes in the move, which led to the headed equaliser from Sitko. Belarus just playing out time. We're playing out time here. 4 minutes of added time, but we've already played 2 minutes of the added time. Another very efficient night for Fabio Capello. Only he knows, and the team know at the moment, exactly the extent of the half-time discussion in the dressing room, but certainly putting Gerrard in to disrupt Kulchi has appeared to be a major factor in this second half. Belarus over on the left. Bridge is just... Oh, no, he's not out of position. That was well played by Bridge. Good, swift back pass to goalkeeper James. And it's back towards the halfway line once more. A touch from Crouch. Lampard's available. Wright Phillips has now come across to the right. Beckham has stayed over on the left-hand side. It's Wright Phillips now taking on 3 or 4 Belarus players, and then goes down very easily looking for a free kick, and it's not given. I can see that Greeny smirking here. Is he suggesting Beckham can't make it back over?
Well, we were thinking that the run that he had to keep the ball in, and then the corner, he had to go across to the other side as well.
I would put money on Beckham to beat Alan Green in any kind of sprint, though, I have to say. Wouldn't you?
Certainly.
Belarus building from the back. And we've got seconds to go here in Minsk, which is a difficult place to come and play and win matches. Holland didn't do it in the last qualifying campaign. But England have the points. Crouch has the ball. Lampard knocks it forward, and Gerrard's just straight offside. Referee looks at his watch. For the first time, the Norwegian official hasn't really been troubled in this game, hasn't had to get involved in any kind of controversy at all. David James got a yellow card for belting the ball away after Belarus got their equaliser. The ball is to the far side of the field. Again, the referee looks at his watch. We've got, I think, 10 seconds of added time to play. England having beaten Andorra, as you'd expect, having wonderfully won in Croatia, then destroying Kazakhstan in the second half on Saturday. And this is another terrific result for Fabio Capello here in Minsk. 2 goals from Wayne Rooney, the key to it all in the second half, after quite an awkward first half when it was 1-1 at half-time. In the end, England, showing their qualities, have won this game by 3 goals to 1.